All right, in this video, we're gonna talk about some of my favorite money saving strategies. And if you do all 5 of them, you could probably save $300 to $400 a month. And the good news is that they're not even that difficult to do. Most of them you can do easily in less than an hour, some of them in just a few minutes. All right, so if this is something you're excited about, hang tight, we're gonna dive right in. Okay, so first on the list is a website called BILLCUTTERZ. And essentially what these guys do is that they help you negotiate your bills for you. So all you have to do is send your bills to them and then they take care of the rest. Okay, so this is the BILLCUTTERZ website. And if you're curious about how this whole thing works, let's just click over to this page and I'll just show you exactly what they do. So basically you just send them your bills. You got to sign up for a free account and then you send them your bills. So like your cell phone, cable, satellite TV, internet, landline, if you have one of those, any kind of alarm, satellite radio, electricity, depending on your state. And I don't know what many more means, but anyway, point is like all your kind of home bills that you get monthly, you can send over to them and then they will call and negotiate for you. And so you don't even have to make the phone call. In most cases, I don't even think you have to give them the phone number. You just send them the bill and they take care of the rest. And then they'll get back to you and they'll tell you, all right, this is how much we were able to save. And then you will notice that your cell phone bill is lower or your cable bill is lower or internet bill or whatever. And then they don't do this out of the goodness of their heart. They do want to get paid. And so you split the difference with them. So if they save you $100 a month, then you just pay them $50 a month for the next 12 months. And you can either pay up front in one big lump sum or you can just pay them monthly. But the most important thing to remember is that you do not pay a dime unless they save you money. So you're winning regardless. And in my case, I had actually negotiated with a lot of these different companies and had really good rates. And BILLCUTTERZ was still able to save me more money. It was somewhere from $30 to $50 a month they saved me. So if you haven't done any negotiating with these, I highly recommend using these guys. And they've been around a long time. I've been working with them for probably, 6 years or so. And I'm definitely a person who gets leery about sharing too much information with too many companies, but these guys have been on the up and up and I highly recommend them. Now, if you're curious about how much you actually could save from this, just come all the way down to the bottom of their site and they have a link called Savings Calculator. And I just kind of want to show you what this looks like here. So we'll just kind of go through some random numbers here. So let's say you're paying $80 a month for internet and then cell phone, maybe $125, and cable, internet, phone, I don't know, we'll do $75 or something on that. Cable, satellite TV, this, we'll just skip that one since we did the other one. Electric, $150 a month. Home security, maybe paying $25 for that. And then you can just click calculate savings. And they estimate based on those numbers that they will be able to save you $1,800 a year, which comes out to somewhere around $150 a month. So you can obviously come over here and run these numbers yourself, but definitely check this one out. There's a lot of money to be saved here and it's almost no work. All right, so for number 2, I just need to give you a little bit of background information. So I am a financial nerd and I have been running a financial website where I help people with stuff like this for the last 10 years. And I'm telling you this just to give you a little bit of context. But number 2 is saving money on your car insurance. And so someone like myself, I assumed that because I am pretty frugal with a lot of things, that I had picked the best and cheapest car insurance company and there's no reason to shop around again. But one day I decided I will just give it a try. I'll go shop around and see if I can actually get a better car insurance rate and maybe save us $50 a year or something like that. It's better than nothing, right? So I spent about 5 to 10 minutes on the internet just getting a couple quotes and I quickly realized that by switching and keeping the exact same coverage, I was able to save $330. And it doesn't stop there, it actually gets a little bit better. So the old insurance broker who I was working with before calls me back 6 months later after I switch and said, hey, we'd love to see if we can get you back. And I said, okay, if you can get a better deal, I'm happy to come back. And then she goes and does a little shopping for me. And it turns out that she's able to save me an additional $200. So within a 1-year period, I was able to drop my car insurance by $530 a year, which is about $45 a month. And it took me not much more than 10 minutes of just kind of research. So if you haven't done this in a while, you actually could save a lot of money by doing it. So I definitely recommend shopping around for car insurance rates and see if you can do a little bit better. For number 3, we're going to look at an Amazon program. So if you like Amazon, this is going to be great for you. It is a program that Amazon has that can save a lot of us hundreds of dollars a month if we fully utilize it. But the truth is that not many people are actually using it. And I'll just flip over to the screen so I can show you how it works. All right, so with Amazon, you might have heard about this subscribe and save program that they have. A lot of times when you go click on an item to buy it, you'll see a little link to do this. But if you're not taking advantage of this, there's a lot of money to be saved here. And essentially the way it works, if you're not familiar, is that you just agree to have them ship you an item every so often, and you get to specify whether you want it every month or every 6 months or anywhere in between. In exchange for that, you will be able to save up to 15% on that item. And the great news is that you're not locked into a contract. You can change it or cancel it at any time. And so there are even some items that I don't need every 6 months, maybe every 9 months or every 12 months. And so for those items at the 6-month point, I just push it off another 6 months. And the way that we have taken advantage of this and been able to save hundreds and hundreds of dollars is just by buying a lot of dry grocery items. So that might be like a lot of snack foods, canned goods, maybe chips and things like that. We'll just buy a lot of that food, maybe spices, and then also a lot of household items. So pretty much anything that we would buy at Walmart or Target, we try to buy from Subscribe and Save. So that might mean like dish soap, hand soap, paper towels, toilet paper, toothbrush, batteries, just all that stuff. You can buy all of this on Subscribe and Save a lot of money by doing it. So to get started with this, all you need to do is just find some item that has this. And I'm sure you've probably seen these before if you've ever shopped on Amazon. You'll see a little link right here that says Subscribe and Save. And so we could either buy this as a one-time purchase, these batteries, or do the Subscribe and Save thing. By default, when you first get started with this, you're only going to save 5%. But once you get up to 5 items in a given month, then you will save 15%. And that's when the big savings start kicking in. And then down here, obviously you can select how often you want to get it, and then just hit subscribe and you're good to go. And so I went through and just kind of calculated what it would cost to buy this particular item at Walmart over the course of a year or at Subscribe and Save over the course of the year. And what I found is that Subscribe and Save was actually cheaper on almost every single instance. There was one where it appeared to be a little bit cheaper to buy it at Walmart, but in most cases it looks like Subscribe and Save is the clear winner. And so over the course of a year, if you subscribed to these 9 items, you would be saving about $290 a year. And in our case, we were subscribed to up to about 25 items. And so our cost savings actually was considerably higher than that. So it's really up to you how much you want to save. The more you buy via that program, the more you're going to be able to save. Okay, for number 4, if you have some light bulbs like these laying around your house, you are going to want to change them out. And if you're anything like me, you probably think, oh yeah, I could do that, Bob, and I could save maybe $1 a month or something. Well, this is where it gets exciting. This one is just so cool because it still blows my mind how much you can save by switching to LED bulbs from incandescent bulbs. So this is a calculator that will kind of calculate what those savings will be for you, just so you can see what it'll actually be in your house. And so I'm just going to quickly walk you through this so you can actually see what this cost savings could turn out to be. And we'll have a link to this down below in the description so you can use it for yourself. All right, first section here, number of fixtures to replace, number of light bulbs. I did some research on this. It turns out the average household has 45 light bulbs, which I was pretty surprised to find. I never would have thought that I had that many light bulbs, and you probably don't think you have that many either. But when I went around my house and actually counted them, I actually had 53. And, so when you count like the bulbs in the vanities and maybe the bulbs out in the garage or out on the outside of your house, all those bulbs, it begins to add up. And anyway, in the U.S., average is 45. I'm going to go ahead and put 53 because that's what ours were. And they put a lot of defaults in here. Wattage here, 75 watt probably is average. You might have some 100 watts, you might have some 60s and maybe some 40s, but we'll just go with their average. They estimate $1 for the old fixture to replace an incandescent bulb. This is a lifespan for the average incandescent bulb, so we'll just leave that. And then now we'll do the LED light bulb here. And the wattage is going to be a whole lot less because that's a big advantage of an LED bulb is that it takes a whole lot fewer watts of energy to power it to get the same amount of light. So a 75 watt incandescent is equivalent to about a 9 watt LED. So we'll leave that. Price per unit. This is where this thing gets super exciting because I don't know how long ago they made this calculator, but the price of an LED bulb is nowhere near $50. And I actually do remember paying about $35 or $40 for the first LED bulb that I bought. But the good news now is that they are so much cheaper. So we'll just flip on over to Amazon here and we'll just type in LED bulbs and just kind of see what we can find. All right, so we'll just kind of go with this. All right, so I just want you to see something here. So this is a 16 pack of LED bulbs. These are 60 watts equivalent. And the price per bulb is $1.35. It's not $50, it's $1.35. And this is what's crazy, and this is why you can save so much money. So for the lifespan, let's just see if they have it listed. All right, so they have a lifespan of 10,000 hours. So we'll just kind of adjust that down. And then moving to the next section, energy rate. I don't know what mine is off the top of my head. This is the average across the US. So if you know what yours is, you can adjust it accordingly, but I'm going to just leave it because I don't know what mine is. Hours of operation. I don't know exactly how much we use them. I think we probably have a lot of bulbs on 12 hours a day. We definitely have them on 7 days a week. So I'm going to just stick with their averages as well. And I don't need any help installing light bulbs, so I will skip that. And then now we can calculate the savings here. So first off, initial cost. So it would be, if you replaced all of your light bulbs in your house, it would be $53 in my case to do incandescent bulbs, and it would be $71 to do LED bulbs. So that's fine. And where this gets crazy is right here in the electricity cost. So what we see here is to run that house on incandescent bulbs costs $2,100, almost $2,200 per year. And if we had LED bulbs, it only costs $263 per year. So that's over $1,800 a year just by switching to LED bulbs. So if your house is full of incandescent bulbs, it is going to cost you a little bit to save that money. It's going to cost you $70, but within about 2 weeks, you will make that money back. In the course of a month, you will have saved yourself $70. So if your house is full of incandescent bulbs, this is definitely something you are going to want to check out. All right, before we get to point number 5, I want to let you know that we're going to do a little giveaway here. And I'm going to give away a $10 Amazon gift card to one lucky commenter who lets us know down in the comments which one of these 5 you're going to try. And you can just leave the comment however you want. You can use words or you can use numbers, it doesn't matter. All right, so point number 5 has the potential to by far be the biggest money saver for you. If you are carrying a balance on your credit cards, you just have to do this one. So number 1, we talked about how bill cutters will help you negotiate all your bills. Well, there's one that they don't negotiate, and that's credit cards. And it's unfortunate because this is where there's a lot of money to be saved. And this might be intimidating for you and you might not want to do this, but let me just talk you through it. It's really not that scary. And I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do so this will be as easy as possible. So the first step of doing this is that you need to gather up any of those credit card offers that you might have gotten in the mail. So maybe you got one that says, we'll give you 0% or we want to transfer your balances or $500 bonus for signing up for a card, whatever. You want to take those offers and have them in front of you. And if you don't have any offers, we have a website down below where you can go find some offers that we recommend. And the reason you're doing this is because we're looking for some leverage when we call to negotiate. To be able to say, hey, if you don't help me, we're going to take our business elsewhere, gives you some negotiating leverage. All right, next up, I want you to take your credit card, pull it out, and on the back of that credit card, you're going to have a phone number, and I want you to call that phone number. And you might need to press a couple buttons to get to customer service, and once you do get to customer service, I want you to ask for a supervisor. You can talk to that lower level customer service rep, but in my experience, most of them can't help you with this anyway, and they need to get you to a supervisor to help, so why not just skip them in the first place? And I should mention, if you don't know what your actual interest rate is on your credit card, you should probably figure that out before this call as well. Now, once you get the supervisor on the phone, this is a time where you want to plead your case. And so essentially you can say something like this. Yeah, hi, I have been a loyal customer with you guys for the last 5 years or so, and I was just looking to see if I can get a lower interest rate on my card, because currently it's a bit higher than I would like. And based on my experience, you have about one of 3 things that are going to happen. They're either going to flat out say yes, which has happened to me a few times. Yeah, we can do that. Or they will offer you something else, or they might just say no. So if they say no or offer you something that you're not really interested in, this is a time where we want to use our leverage and we want to say, hey, I understand, but I have 3 different offers from other competing credit cards who are actively pursuing my business. And I'd hate to leave you guys because I have enjoyed being with you, but I just got to get a lower interest rate. So if you can't help me, I'm going to have to take my business elsewhere. And at this point, maybe they'll start warming up a little bit and maybe you'll get a better offer. But the good news is that even if they say no, you can still save a ton of money here. So even if they say no, they're not going to lower your interest rate. It probably is time for you to switch cards and move to one where you can get a lower interest rate. And so you might just want to take advantage of one of those offers that you got, or you can check out the website that we have linked up below as well. But the bottom line here is by reducing that interest rate, you can save yourself a lot of money each month. Some of you watching right now are probably paying 25% interest on that credit card. And there are credit cards out there that will give you 0% for like 12 months. So bottom line, there's just a lot of money to be saved here if you're carrying a balance on your credit card. All right, so if you found this helpful at all, I would love it if you can give us a thumbs up down below. And on this channel, we help you save more money, earn more, and live generously. So if that's something that resonates with you, feel free to subscribe, that little red button down below if you aren't already. And if you haven't left a comment, definitely do that so I can get you entered in this Amazon gift card giveaway as well. All right, so that's all for this one, and I will see you in the next video.